Nostalgia. We've all felt it on one point or another, as it seems to dominate a lot of online and offline culture. People are increasingly yearning for things past. I find this to be an incredibly odd phenomenon, as people seem to be blinded by nostalgia and lose all sense of rationality, and their grip on reality seems to slip. I've always found the sensation of nostalgia incredibly odd, and Fortnite is a very strong example that I can use to explain it. You see, Fortnite fans seem to have a strange affinity to how the game used to be. I hear a lot of people going on and on about how good the game used to be, and why they should make it like that again. Like, dude, just look at YouTube and Twitter and the infestation of Fortnite Season 2 nostalgia videos. Fortnite isn't good anymore, rants, and bring back, insert some kind of vaulted item that people probably didn't even like when it was in the game. And over time, I've seen how the Fortnite community has obsessed with the past state of the game, more so than I've seen for any other game I've ever played, with the exception of perhaps the Pokemon community, but that's a whole other kettle of fish. Before we get into the meat of this video, an extremely abridged version of the history of Fortnite. 27th of July, 2017, Fortnite Battle Royale release. Okay, so I'm editing the video and I realised I got this completely wrong. It wasn't actually the 27th of July. It was the 25th of July that Fortnite Save the World released, and then it was the 26th of September 2017 that Fortnite Battle Royale released. So I just want to clear that up. I got that completely wrong. First, it is small and niche, but it soon explodes in popularity as streamers and YouTubers alike flock to it as the new big thing. So it's become commonplace. They hold a World Cup for all of the 15-year-olds with anger issues. To compete for $2 million, they mess up the balancing a few times, and eventually, under pressure to bring back the old Fortnite, remake the entire game in Fortnite Chapter 2. People like it, blah blah blah, other stuff happened, up until now, where they've recently released Chapter 3, with a whole new map and new game-breaking items. What fun. That's the long and short of it. So now you're caught up with Fortnite, we can begin. So why are they so obsessed, much like the rest of the internet in recent times? Many factors can be given credit, but the constantly shifting nature of current culture, where things seem to fade in and out of popularity in the blink of an eye, nostalgia gives many people a sense of comfort and stability. In the ever-changing nature of our current online ecosystem, people feel the need to cling on to the past. If you have ever felt nostalgic, you'll often find it makes you feel warm and comfortable, or just more relaxed and happier. This really highlights how it can often make us feel stable in unstable times. Now, I must state that I'm not entirely qualified to talk about how the brain works, as I'm still in school studying psychology, and I cannot pretend to know how people's minds work. And this subject is very much flexible, as the reasons for nostalgia can be different for many people. Another reason for nostalgia that I feel is quite relevant and common is the case of being nostalgic, not for what a thing used to be, but who you were or where you were in your life at the time. Many people I see who are very strongly nostalgic for the old season of Fortnite are young enough that their life was much simpler back then. Many people are nostalgic for times like those, as their life was more carefree and they were generally less burdened with responsibilities. The reason they direct their nostalgia towards things that were important to them, as in this case Fortnite, is it is what they remember most prevalently from that time. For many kids and teens, their memories of early Fortnite were from this perspective of a carefree kid having fun and discovering new things with their friends, ignorant of the world around them, and relatively unburdened with exams or jobs or anything apart from maybe a few chores. The point I'm making here is many people are not nostalgic for the game in this case, but who and where they were when they played it, even if they do not realise it. I've heard many people argue that the game was actually better before in Season 2, and perhaps it was. I have no place to say your opinions are wrong. But for many people, if they suddenly got their wishes and Fortnite Season 2 came back to them untouched, soon after the novelty wore off, they'd get bored. As much as all the saturation and feel of the game right now seems sickly and unpleasant, it gives people more to do. And without the updates, the game would quickly get stale for most. And here starts the many problems and negative side effects of nostalgia, glorifying something you just cannot get back. Even if people do manage to get back to what they've glorified in their brain for years, the reality is quite sobering and often depressing, which leads you on to the next intoxicating subject of your nostalgia trips. I'm not saying I like the current state of the game. The constant stream of corporate crossovers purely for the sake of sucking more money out of the game is disgusting, and their consistent streak of adding unbalanced items to the game is pathetic. But the point I'm driving here still stands. As much as nostalgia is a joyous feeling, it does have its negative sides, such as the consequence of being stuck in the past. Many people are spending their lives looking back at what was, not experiencing what's going on in their lives. This is very obviously not a good thing, as this prevents people from forming new memories. Being stuck in the past is an increasingly important issue that sits among many other social concerns and problems that arise from this ever-changing internet environment that has come to dominate most of our lives. Nostalgia can be a direct result of loneliness, which seems odd in this ever more connected time we live in, but is a curious phenomenon for another video. If you can learn anything from this, it is that nostalgia may feel good, but one must be careful of its adverse effects and make sure not to submerge themselves too deep within it, as it's easy to get lost in its clutch, losing all sense of rationality in favour of glorifying a time in your life that you're not getting back. And with that I leave you. Till next time, Wanderer.